Okay, we're live. So, welcome back to the Magic Minds podcast. I'm Matt Burke. I'm absolutely delighted to announce our guest today is Robert O'Byrne. Robert O'Byrne, welcome to the Magic Minds podcast.
Cheers, mate. Thanks for having us.
I'm absolutely delighted to have you in with us today. Guys, the reason I've asked Robert to come in with us today is because he is an inspiration and a motivation, because he is a spinal injury patient that spent a lot of time in the National Rehabilitation Hospital. Robert is C4 in the category of spinal. Robert, can you explain to the listeners what that is?
Well, it's C5, but what it actually is, you have bones down from your neck that surround your spine. They're called clavicle bones. And when you break one of them or you fracture one of them, it takes off a different range on the body. So if you're C3, it'd be a high level injury and you'd lose function of breathing. So you've now a lot of you'd see people with ventilators and not being able to move from the arms down, with their arms and the neck down. So my injury is from the chest down. So that wouldn't allow me to lift my hands over my head or push the chair until I ended up getting an operation to help on that.
Brilliant. Yeah, like I say, Robert's going to talk us through his injury. He had his injury in 2005. So life has been difficult since then, but the reason I've got him on the show is because I know his story, and to me it's inspiration and motivation. It's an excellent story. So we're going to try talk through that, and hopefully the listeners will get an insight to what's life been like for you. So Robert, talk to me. What was life like leading up to your injury?
I was just like a normal 17-year-old teenager, walking away, still in school as well, and I would have been going back into September for going to 6th year for my leaving cert. So it was just went on holiday like any normal kid with their family. There was about 40, it was a big group, and life suddenly all changed. One night when I was over there, the first night, and I dived into a swimming pool just spurred in a moment and broke the neck from and ended up paralysed in the chest down. So it was so all the way up to that, like sure the day before I was in Marley Park or Oasis, like, so it was just outliving life. There was nothing. It's like an accident can happen to anyone.
Absolutely. Do you remember like it's yesterday or?
Yeah, it's still clear in your mind. Like I'm sitting at the side of the pool, having a laugh with a couple of people I met on the holiday that night, and just one of them said, "You want to go swimming?" 4 o'clock in the morning. So we said, sure, why not? I was the first to react and ran a quarter of the way down the pool, thinking that I hadn't seen the pool in daylight, so I didn't know how shallow and which end was the shallow end, which end was the deep end. So we ran down a quarter of the way, and I thought it would be deep enough to dive in. Or when I dived in, I just felt my arms getting pushed back, head getting banged, and I had a slight movement where I went to swim, and then my arms just went completely wiped out, and I just remember just blacking out.
Wow.
And it was next thing I woke up at the side of the pool with people around me asking was I okay, and I was kind of didn't know where I was at the time, and then by then at that time it was people came over to us from the hotel, the staff, and they actually lifted me up into a wheelchair and brought us back up to my room, lifted me up onto the bed, and a doctor came to examine me, the hotel doctor. He examined me, told him what happened, and he said, "You'll be okay in the morning. It's just a shock to your system with the cold water. Your movement will come down to me at 10 o'clock and in the clinic." So that was 4 o'clock in the morning, and was a long night then. Me, mum and dad walking around the hotel room, kind of freaking out, coming into me. Okay, any feeling back yet? No. Any moving back yet? No. So my dad got a little bit more anxious about 6-7 o'clock and went down to reception. Got them to ring an ambulance. So when the ambulance came then, and 2 paramedics came in, asked me what happened, and the minute I explained the story, they put me on a spinal board and got me straight into the intensive care unit in Torremolinos.
Wow, you just smiling there a minute ago. Were you smiling the fact that the doctor told you was coming back and they didn't look after you straight away?
Well, it's always funny when I tell the story to people and they turn around and ask me, "Are you serious? Did the doctor tell you you'll have movement by the morning?"
Well, I find that fascinating.
It makes you giggle when you think back.
Where did he get his doctor cert?
Get his doctor cert? Only cold water tells you a shock.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, so it was a crazy night, alright. Crazy couple of hours.
So they brought you down to the hospital. They got you on a spinal board. They brought you to the hospital. They done a scan.
And I didn't know this, but my family were told when, I think that night or maybe that day or the next morning, that I'd never walk again. Or I was there for a week, and it was only when I was back in Dublin in the Mater Hospital in the spinal cord unit that I would say about 4 or 5 weeks later that a nurse let slip at 12 o'clock at night that I'd never walk again. So she just assumed I knew that I was paralysed for the rest of my life. But I was shocked to hear the straw. Family were out. She rang the house at home. There was a babysitter in mine and my niece and nephew, and she got a shock. What you doing telling him that on his own in the middle of the night?
Wow!
So
Wow!
It was a traumatic way to find out you never walk again. All right.
I'm absolutely blown away with that. I'm part of the open disclosure team that deliver training for the HSC as well, and to hear that you were given information like that in the middle of the night, and the fact that you said it got slipped to you, like she made a slip up.
Yeah.
Like you weren't being supported, your family weren't brought, and you weren't sitting around. That's horrific.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Jesus.
She just assumed I knew that I was paralysed. So it was a crazy couple of days after that. Getting the head around it.
Absolutely, and this is probably going to be a stupid question, but what were you thinking at that time? What was your headspace like?
Well, the next day, my mum always said to me, it's the first time she ever heard me talk positive about education.
What?
The next day, it was like, right, I have to go back and get me leaving cert. And
at 17 years of age, you just had a traumatic, life-changing event. You lost the ability to walk and move, and you were thinking about going back to education.
It was she couldn't believe it. I said I have to get me leaving cert and get it properly. If you think back then, it was 05. It was the boom.
Yeah. Celtic Tiger
kind of time, and everyone that was coming out of school were looking at apprenticeships and going to work as a mechanic and stuff like that. So that's what my focus is on. I was dyslexic I was diagnosed when I was in second class with dyslexia. So all through school, I was a bit of a dosser kind of thing when it came to education. But kind of a light bulb came into my head that was the route I had to go down.
That's savage.
Yeah,
I never and didn't know that. That is unbelievable. So not only the spinal, you had the dyslexia to deal with as well, but you were thinking I could come over, because I had my difficulty with education. I know I failed me leaving cert, and I'll talk to you about this, and it really hung over me like a bad smell. But you had dyslexia, you now have a spinal, and you were thinking of going back to education.
Yeah, well,
savage.
Yeah, but that's the way. It was the first thing my mum said. It was the only time I've talked positive about school, and when we look back into it, I was still leaving cert applied at the time, and like that, as you said, the way I was acting in school, it probably would have failed it.
Yeah.
It just wasn't taking it serious, just looking to get out of school as quick as possible. kind of thing. That's what everyone was trying to do at that time.
Absolutely, yeah. I seen the bright lights in town, and I was gone.
That's it. I was trying to make the money when it was there.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe this doesn't sit in right now, but any mental health difficulties around then?
No, it was crazy. Like I used to go to the counselling sessions, the group counselling sessions in the NRH, and I'd be sitting there having the crack with the lads and stuff like that, and the counsellors and stuff like that out there they were shocked. They used to say to me that the outlook you have on life since your accident, there's some people in here that said you're a bit of a, to kind of look up to you, a bit of an inspiration, because like I had a lower injury than a lot of people out there as well at the time. So like when I was out in the rehab, if I got out at the weekend, the first thing I did on a Friday was meet up the lads straight on the drink. The first night I got out, I was up in Temple Oak in the Spa nightclub, and the head nurse found out that I was coming home at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh Jesus!
She wasn't impressed, like, but that was I was just an outgoing person, always was. So I always had a just get on with the kind of attitude.
Yeah.
It was. I did like, now. Don't get me wrong. I've had down moments. Like it's 12 years like since the accidents. You're gonna have down moments. You get depressed at times.
That's human beings. But yours not significantly related to your.
Yeah, it
doesn't overwhelm you.
I just always try and look on the bright side, sunny side up, as you say, all the time.
Yeah. And I actually believe and I feel it, like I didn't know about your dyslexia and your injury, and jeez, I'm thinking, wow, I'm delighted you brought this up, and it was savage. I talked to Maeve Nolan, the clinical psychologist, a couple of weeks ago. We were doing an interview, and she talked about, there was a study done, or a review of a study done about lads in spinal losing the sense of masculinity and manliness and doing the small things. Did you ever experience any of that?
It was at the start when at the time I was not. I looked at things that I was still able-bodied. I was still kind of thing. I was still in nightclubs chatting up girls. I was still
I love it.
Like, I was still texting girls, calling girls, stuff like that. But,
still hustling,
trying my best. Like, but as the years go by, you realise that obviously girls don't look at you the same as they used to, kind of thing. It's down. You have to find the right girl that will take this kind of. It's a horrible word to say. This burden kind of on, because you get walk into this situation, because if you talk to a lot of lads with spinal injuries, you see that defining relationships with nurses, with OTs, so it's people that are in it that know that it's just an injury, or they don't see the injury.
They see beyond the injury.
Beyond the injury, like
and that's very correct, because I know some people that in the hospital that have started relationship with people in spinal, or have had injuries before. They see the person rather than the injury. Yeah. Absolutely. So what? When you come back there and you were in the matter, and then you went back to the NIH. So could you talk me through that part?
Yeah. So
what was the pathway?
When I was in the matter, you obviously wait for beds, and you get the okay from the doctor. But I think it took about 12 to 15 weeks from me injury to get to the NRH. And then when I was in the NRH, I was in there from September to the next May. Now that and them times they kept you a little bit longer. Yeah. But it was and at the time I was pulling my hair out, waiting to get out, kind of thing. But now there's a bit more of a fluid system, kind of. There's more of a routine, to get you in and to get you set up more quickly and stuff like that. Like, we were waiting on grants for building work, and back then, as I said, it was a Celtic Tiger, so we were getting quotes of 150 to 250 grand to get the house renovated. Like, so I was lucky I lived in a bungalow, and then builders would look at it and they didn't want the hassle of going down to scratch, because there was work on every corner, kind of thing. So it a tough kind of period. So
Yeah.
if you think about the prices that we were quoted,
Yeah.
you'd buy a house. Even now, you'd still buy a house for.
They were bleeding the system, weren't they, back then? Jesus.
Yeah, but we got finally got it done. Got a good group of friends organised a charity night for me.
Savage.
And we got a couple of loans and stuff like that, but it was just eventually got there. Like, but even saying that, even though it took I was there over 9 months. I was still stayed with my sisters for the summer. At the end of like coming out of a hospital, living back of a dining room and a sitting room kind of thing. That was my bedroom. And
was your sister's house accessible?
No, it was like a 2-story house, so you coming out and you're literally living at the back of the dining table, and we were going down with travelling down to my cousin's house, 10 minutes away for a shower and stuff like that. In the end, we ended up just it was a nice summer, so we ended up throwing buckets of water over me out the back, like, just to get by.
Wow.
So yeah, that's the kind of things you have to go through, like, to get started back again. It can be.
What was that like for you?
At that stage, I was sick of sitting in traffic, going down for a shower. So get it in and get it done. That's what I was thinking.
Bucket of water
over the head. It was
better than just spraying a can of Lynx on your arm,
innit? As a little budgie watch, budgie watch,
little budgie watch,
out of the hand sink.
Savage. So then, your period in the NIH, you done a bit of work with the guys from the social work department, yeah. Kathleen, you seem to be Kathleen's favourite. Can't say she has a favourite, but you seem to be it.
I got on great with Kathleen. She was always there for me when I was out there. She was my counsellor at the time when I was out there, and the social worker. But she was always amazed at the attitude I had. And she used to always say, "I'll see you one time on the news on 6 o'clock news." It was always a little joke she used to always say to me.
Did she? Yeah.
It was mad at the time, but looking back, I was kind of saying,
she's amazing, isn't she?
And it's not only with the work she does with the patients, the work she does with the families.
Yeah.
Like, if you ask your mother about Kathleen, she'd sing our praises, kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we're only saying this to Maeve Nolan the other day, like, you have the injuries, but the family are the victims too. You know, they really need support. They really, really need counselling, any support they can get, because they're too, although they don't have the injury like you do and you're carrying that, but they need it as well. And it's amazing that Kathleen can do that. She's an absolutely beautiful human being. I absolutely love her. I think she's the best. So you got a bit of an operation. It was a bit of a tendon operation. It's a bit of a breakthrough. You're the first to have it. Can you talk us through that?
Yeah, I was the first in Ireland to get a tendon transfer.
So what does that actually mean? Talk us through that?
A tendon transfer is it can be, a muscle can be taken from an active part of your body, so an active muscle in your body. Yeah. So what they did with me was you've 3 heads in your bicep.
Right.
So they took one of the heads of the bicep and flipped it around on to where a tricep should be, and connected it to the tricep area and made it a functional tricep. So
they took a couple of heads out of the bicep, switched around. Did they move? Did they only move one end?
So your bicep. I have 2 heads of the bicep.
Yeah.
But your bicep goes back functionally working as it would with 3 heads. So it's just no, like, you've no different strength in your bicep.
Deadly.
So you go back to scratch. You go back to square one. It's not a quick fix kind of a.
But it gives you mobility in the tricep.
It gives you mobility in the tricep. Now, as I said, the start is C5 or level. You usually couldn't be able to lift a hand over the head or push a chair on concrete. This gives me the ability to lift the arm over the head. It gives me a goal to aim for independent transfers.
Absolutely.
So
because what biceps do, biceps are the pulling motion, and triceps are the pushing motion.
Yeah. So but people will be talking about tricep as their bingo wings and stuff like that, but you don't understand how actually important the tricep can be to someone.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, like,
it's the push and the pull.
Yeah, literally, that operation changed my life and changed me out my outlook on life.
Yeah.
As well.
So that opened up a lot of doorways for you then, didn't it?
Well, it did, yeah. When I left the rehab, I was given a program by the rehab to go to a gym and stuff like that, and exercises to do at home. And I went to just a normal run-of-the-mill local gym and worked with a trainer, but it was a bodybuilding trainer. And
where was that?
It was up in City West Hotel. Now, don't get me wrong, it's a great gym, but it wasn't aimed at people with disabilities. Like there was only 2 or 3 gym equipments pieces that I could use. So you'd be sitting on the one equipment all day doing 3 or 4 different exercises, and then looking at other ways to do stuff. Like the first time I met him, he showed me photographs of people from the waist down in wheelchairs doing bodybuilding in America. And I was like, buddy, you're miles away with me. It'll take a long time for me even to come close to that.
Yeah.
So
he's trying to get you into a pair of Speedos straight away, was he?
Get into the Speedos and oil me up, and
spray you down.
Me down. But I wasn't getting the progress I wanted, that I thought I should be getting with the time I spent in the gym. So my sister was going to a local gym up in Tala, and another masseuse that I had went to had recommended Kickstart gym. It was they use suspension training,
the TRX stuff, yeah,
to work out with. So it was a personal trainer named Darren Dillon that I spent a lot of time with, one-on-one, doing 6 week program, 3 days a week.
Savage.
Working with rib trainers. It's a pole with resistant band on it.
Yeah.
And it was actually made for a BMX cyclist injured himself, and he went to a trainer and he asked him, could you look into something? I want to get back from the injury. And the trainer went home and took a pole out of his wardrobe and wrapped a resistant band around it.
On either end,
and
right.
He was just looking for the motion of what someone would do on a push bike.
Right.
So he was looking at 2 hands either side, and
yeah.
So what we found, that it was great that sitting in the chair, it's all the push motion. It engages your core, so it's the push motion, the pull motion.
Savage.
You can operate it. You can do a lap pull down from the roof, lap
Super.
pull down, and then it's a equipment that can be brought home, wrapped around a pole, or you can open the door, connect it to behind the door, and you have a little small functional gym at home.
So it's like a little multifunctional.
Like a multifunctional
deadly.
gym. So
I've seen you done the demonstration in the hospital when you were doing the Farmers' Day.
Yeah.
You brought that. It's a straight pole.
It's a straight pole.
At each end has bands, and they can be attached to something.
Literally, the band loops around.
Some go behind you for
around,
pushing, and you can go front of you for pulling.
And little motions for triggering different muscles in the arm. That's all. The main function for it is to stabilise the core. So for an able-bodied person. So what I look at doing with it is, so if you can't, if someone can't stabilise the core, so we go to the next muscle you can stabilise. So we just walk up with it.
So walk up with it. Savage.
Exactly.
Deadly.
You just modify the exercise to the person. If they're not stands, they're just sitting.
Yeah, just make modifications like anyone.
Yeah,
they can't do, just find something they can
do.
So where did you go after you done your 6 week program with him?
So I was moving house at the time, and I decided to put a little bit of a gym out my back, just so I didn't have to.
Was that here or was that somewhere else?
This is the new house, and it was just really for, I got a multi trainer just so I knew I was going to be doing the gym mostly the rest of my life,
Yeah.
so I didn't have to go to the gym,
Savage.
and I had the space. But then on the flip side of that, we found that the TRX suspension equipment was ideal for people in wheelchairs. So we went out and kind of pushed it to a few people that were training with people in wheelchairs at the time, and we didn't get any bites. There was no one. There was not like there was big organisations looking around that have gyms, and they have TRX room, and they were sitting there not used, just pushing for able-bodied people. So I just came to the conclusion, maybe if I went and did a personal training course, that they take me more serious. Because when I was talking to them, they were kind of looking over my head, and what does this fella know? He's only using the kind of. So I found now that I had a bit of education behind me to back her up.
So what was the course that you done?
So it was a basic personal training course and gym instructing course, and it was around from October to March in DIT, and it was like that. It wasn't aimed at studying. Like when I started the course, the teachers didn't look at me differently. They didn't look to say, right, you're learning this information, but you won't be working with able-bodied people. You'll be working with people in wheelchairs. They just taught me the same as everyone else.
Brilliant.
And the way they looked at it was, if you go into a gym, if you can't demonstrate the exercise, you just show them a video clip.
Yeah.
So what we did, we spent a couple of hours out in the gym one day, and we recorded a lot of exercises. So we still have them to this day that when I make a gym plan for someone, I just show them the exercise on the iPad or iPhone, and take it from there. Like, and then when we're working with people in wheelchairs, we just modify the exercise to what they can do. Like just if you can't get out of the chair onto a bench to do a bench press, tilt the chair back completely, get someone to hold it, or tilt up against the wall and lift the weight up over the chest. So there's a way to get kind of everything done.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just, you can train anywhere, anyway. It's all about just creating a resistance, isn't it?
That's the way it's the way we looked at it. And after that, I didn't go out looking for a job or anything like that. With my injury, like, I'm not able to work full time or anything like that. So I just I do some personal training with select few from the National Rehabilitation Hospital that get passed on to me and stuff like that post injuries, just to help them, like, and then they stay with me for a couple of weeks, and I try and give them we push them. You don't have to come to me for 6 months or a year. I try to give them a little bit of information that they can get the equipment and set it up at home and keep building up themselves, instead of I've given the programs to people that live down the country and they're walking away.
So you do online.
So like if people contact me online, they're living down the country, I'll tell them what equipment to get, tell them a little routine, and just keep checking in with them. And when you think after 6 weeks they can do a little bit more, we'll change the exercises up.
Deadly. How do people find you? How do they get in contact with you? I
have a little contact page on Facebook. It's called What's Your Excuse Fitness. What's Your Excuse Fitness.
So if there's anyone out there that is interested in getting some personal training or an online program from Robert, get onto that Facebook page.
Facebook page, yeah. Contact it anytime, yeah.
Deadly. Savage. I want to ask you, I know Kathleen cringes when I mention this story, the Coldplay story.
Oh, the Coldplay.
What's the crack with that?
It was a bit of a spur of the moment kind of thing. People always ask me, was it planned, was it staged? And it was just, I was sitting I went to the Coldplay concert with my family. it was actually it was my auntie's anniversary. My auntie's birthday, who passed away. So we decided to all go to that, make it kind of good feel day out instead of kind of remembering and being upset. So we're all it was about 10 to 15 of us at the gig, and near the end of the gig, Coldplay ended up coming off the stage and setting up a small stage down near the back. So when the lights came back on, and they surprised everyone that they weren't on the main stage. So I was sitting close-ish to the stage, but as you're in a wheelchair, I wasn't up on the wheelchair podium. I was just floating around the back with the family. I was kind of pushed up a little bit, and I couldn't really see the stage. And a fella was trying to catch one of the big balloons that got released, and he fell over me. And he got up and he was very apologetic. I'm very sorry. And he was like, he just turned around and asked me, can you see the stage? And I was like, no, I'm grand, don't worry about it. And he was like, we lift you up. And my sister was beside me.
Oh no.
My sister was beside me, and she was like, I know he's grand. And I was going, yeah, it's alright. And then I looked at the two lads that were saying it to me. They were big, muscly fellas. So I was thinking, I think they'd be able to hold me. So they lifted us up in the air. The two of them just literally, I put the brakes on. One held the wheel, one held the front caster. And we were standing there for a minute, and then suddenly we kind of started moving. So I didn't know what was going on. So we were just inching closer and closer and closer to the stage. And one of their mates in front was pushing the crowd out of the way, and they were saying, we're getting them up on the stage, we're going to get them up on the stage.
Brilliant. So you were crowd surfing?
So it was literally like crowd surfing, but it was, as you were getting close to the stage, it was like the Red Sea part, and people just coming out of the way. And
savage.
Chris Martin at the time, he had his back to me, so he didn't see what was actually going on.
Deadly. And
the other over the other side of the stage where he was facing, the crowd were shouting over and pointing to him, look behind you. Yeah. So he was playing away, and when he turned around, he kind of got a shock. What the hell's going on?
Savage.
So I got right up to the barrier of the stage, and there was a little security guard there, and he was telling me to get down. And Chris Martin just turned around and said, no, pull him up, carry him over the barrier.
Savage.
So he got a bit of a fright, the poor security guard, so he had to lift us over, and Chris Martin came over, pulled us up onto the stage, gave a bit of a hand, and he just said, literally when he got up, he's like, alright mate, how are you getting on? Do you want to sing? We do a bit of a song, we have a bit of a jam, he said to us, and he just turned around and said, can you play the harmonica? And
can you play the harmonica?
I can't.
Give it a bash.
Yeah, that's what I said. When someone asks you, can you play the harmonica in front of 80,000 people, you're just going to say, yeah, and go with it.
Deadly.
Kind of thing.
Savage.
So a harmonica was played. I handed it to me, and he just asked me 4 or 5 simple questions. What's your age? What's your name? What you do? And where you're from? And next thing, he started belting out a bit of a song and looking down to me to play the harmonica. So it was a gas moment, alright. Yeah, and it was just a surreal moment. I mean, looking back, because it would never happen again, kind of thing. Because people would be wanting to do it, and going to a concert saying, I'm going to go crowd surfing, where this was just spur of the moment. There was nothing planned. It was surreal after, like the people coming off the stage, and even people all the way down the road, people, you're a fellow crowd surfing, and gives a bash at the harmonica, walking down like O'Connell Street, messing around with the harmonica.
You got to keep it,
He got to keep it, yeah. He handed it to me after.
Deadly.
And just walking down the street playing the harmonica, and people shouting, singing songs and stuff like that.
Having the crack.
Having the crack big time, alright, yeah.
Did you do a few interviews on the back of that as well?
I did. I got involved with Spine Lindsay's Ireland.
Right.
With Colour Me Friday. It's an event every year they do to promote spinal cord injuries,
Right.
to the public. So
Brilliant.
we did an interview with 2FM, just talking about the importance of the awareness of spinal cords. It was I think it was the second or third year of it being run, and the Aldi raised over 30,000 this year, so it was great. And it was great of a privilege to be involved in it. All right, yeah.
And you just gave you a story on that
Just
as well
gave the
about
story, just like this, just talked about, and showed the importance of how easy it can be. Like, you can literally, the stories out there where people are sitting on malls and parks and they just fall back, bang their head, and that's
Absolutely,
it.
yeah.
They've now moved from the neck down, or other lads out there on a push bike up the mountains, and they might have a helmet on, but the helmet's not strong enough and it cracks. So it's just everyday events can change your life so easily.
Yeah. But let's hope people have the same kind of attitude and outlook on life that you have.
Well, all I could say to people that that just after having injuries and recovering the last couple of years is just look on the bright side. Like, try and see the good things in life. If you have a good family, hopefully people have a good family and support around them. That's the main thing. Once you have, I have to say that I'd be lost around my family and friends. I had a good network around me, and that really helped me. But get back into look into education. Even if you're 30, even if you're 40, you can be retrained in anything kind of thing, and
Absolutely.
it's a thing that gets you out of the house. It might be for 9 months, but get you out of the house and it gives you the urge to keep going, staying up and getting out of the house.
Gives you a purpose in life.
Yeah, that's it.
Question for you: Is there a good support community within the spinal, like in the spinal community? People in Dublin, Ireland, is there a support there?
Well, a lot of there's like a lot of clubs out there that play the basketball, and a lot of clubs play the wheelchair rugby.
Yeah.
And they've a good like a lot of mates. I know a lot of them, like their best men have been people that they've met playing basketball and stuff like that.
Right.
They've once you get in kind of within link in with clubs and stuff like that, or even in with Spinal Injuries Ireland, you'll meet people through that. Like they bring it out on day trips, where on boats they bring it out kayaking with other people with injuries, and you get to share your stories, even if it's for 5 minutes.
Sound.
You get to realise you're not the only one out there suffering with this kind of problem.
Yeah, I know. I do a bit of work with. Do you familiar with Mark Barry?
I do, yeah.
Yeah,
Mark
so
Barry,
he's savage. He's inclusion officer, sports inclusion officer with IWA. He's super lad.
Yeah, he's a great. He's a great to see. Like, he goes out from. And he includes everyone. Like, it's not aiming people on basketball. Like, he's out there showing people with a low level injury sports they can do. And
unbelievable.
It's a great setup.
He's deadly lad. I've done a bit of work with him in the job now with the transitional students. They come in to experience what it's like to work in a hospital. And myself and Mark are off on LinkedIn. We'll do some work with him in a wheelchair, and he just oozes enthusiasm. Like, he really wants people to be included and participate in sport. It's just infectious. He's a deadly lad.
Yeah, it's a great outlook on life from since his injury. And it's a great setup that the IWA have after opening up for people in wheelchairs. Like,
yeah, it's really had to improve, and hasn't it? It's really had to come on. So what's the story with you now with your qualification? What's the next step? You've done your personal training. Are you hoping to do any more?
Just looking at maybe just keep on getting the next qualification, or it's not even that. It's keeping up to date with new things coming out and keeping an ear to the ground on what different exercises or what different equipment is out there that can help people. And I can use it in my little situation kind of thing.
Were you looking at a sports science qualification?
Well, I'll be looking at maybe just moving up a level with.
What's the next level?
The next level is I think it's sports conditioning with personal training. So it's a fully qualified personal trainer, and then after that you can go into sports science and stuff like that. But it's there's a lot of doors open out there that just have to keep on looking into.
Deadly.
like if you talk to people in the gym industry, like you can't stay still, or people that are trained, you just have to keep on going and getting these little going to these little courses, because they're
always inventing the wheel differently.
That's it. One day one circuit training program might be the biggest thing in the world, and then a week later people are hooked on a different kind of program.
Kettlebells, TRX, spin class, zoo training. There's a new
there's a trend every 6 months, so you have to kind of keep on top of these things.
Yeah, Dad, when I was up here the last time when I come up to see you, Dad brought me out to your gym out there. So No Excuses Gym is up in Tala. So if anyone wants to do a bit of training, pop up here. You've got nearly every bit of equipment out there. You've a squat rack. You've the whole 9 yards. Talk about that.
Yeah, well, it's just literally it was it's a small little area. It's a shed. It's nothing fancy, word. It has everything you kind of need: dumbbells, a multi trainer. And just had squat rack, kettlebells. Just as I was saying, like, you don't need big equipment to progress. You don't like there's Olympic barbells out there, but like you don't need them. Like you can use the small barbells at home and stuff like that.
I'm delighted you just said that, because as my qualifications, it's mad, isn't it? Like back in 2010, I seen you going around Tala IT when I was studying sports science.
Yeah.
And now we're sitting here having an interview about.
That's it, yeah.
Training. It's mad where the world goes, isn't it?
The world changed and all right. Like, that was a business management course I did, and at the time I went straight out of school thinking that business was the way to go down. That I wanted to go into. I was working in shops and all at the time, and I was thinking, like, walk into the shops. But it was the wrong. It was the wrong route I went down. I never did that with the qualification. So it was, now I can fall back on it sometimes, but you just find, if like it was 4 or 5 years of a course that I did, but I wouldn't say it was a waste of time. Like, it was, if I went back, if you say, would you do it again? I'd do it again in a shot. Like, it was a great lads I met and friends I made. And the nights I had out, like, there was always something happening.
You love your nights out, don't you?
Sure, you have to keep on motoring.
So for anyone out there that's struggling to get off the sweets or cut the drink or start a fitness regime, Jesus, you truly are an inspiration. Dyslexic, injury, you went back and done a degree, you've done a personal training qualification, you've gone on now to do another qualification. That's unbelievably savage.
Yeah, so you just have to keep on going and try new things, and if you don't work out, you don't work out. But if you do,
have a go.
If you don't try, you never know.
So what's your thoughts on, do you do much nutritional coaching with people?
Yeah, well, you base the program. If someone comes to you and says, I want to lose weight,
right. So what's your go-to skills for that?
I'm saying, like 20% of weight loss is in the gym. 80% of it is in the kitchen.
Boom! I love it. Same. I'm thinking the same myself. That's savage.
So it's like there's no quick fix to anything. Like, if you're not looking after yourself at home, you're only going to be going to a gym for 2 hours, 3 hours a week. There's another 50, 60 hours, 100 hours in a week. You know what I mean? So
I say this all the time. People think I'm crazy.
Yeah. So they think, like, I look at it like three healthy meals a day, small snacks, and you don't overdo it on at the weekend, but enjoy your weekend as well. Like, you don't be sitting in like a hermit for, like, you have to go out and enjoy yourself at least. So, like, if you have a bad weekend, just eat more healthier during the week. So
compensate for
compensating things. Like,
so again, it's the 80-20 rule. It's be good for 80% and then you allow 20% off.
Exactly.
Because if you do it too restrictive, people just fall off the wagon, don't they? I do it myself.
Well, that's it. If you go on, you see these people going on programs or juice programs and these quick fix going to lose £10 in a week and £10 in 2 weeks. Like, it's just not healthy for you. And if you keep on the basic kind of rules, if you eat 3 healthy meals a day, get walks in, even if you don't have the money to be going to gyms or personal training, just little simple things as walking or starting the couch to 5k kind of thing, like just getting out,
getting moving.
Getting moving is the main thing.
And as you said, Robert, it's 80% in the kitchen. People are like, nah, it can't be that simple.
Yeah, but
it is. We've got 23 hours to equate for the other 1 hour you spend in the gym, but 23 hours compared to 1.
That's it. And and the main thing as well, people always are shocked when you say it to them. Getting good sleep is one of the main things to weight loss as well.
Unreal. I'm delighted you said that.
You'd be shocked to see like people that are trying to squeeze in 4 to 6 hours and a good 8 hours sleep. Your body is functional then.
Savage. That's a savage bit of information.
Let your body recover overnight, and so after an exercise program. It's one of the most important things in your training.
Absolutely. I'll send you a podcast when I get off this. I listened to it yesterday actually, Joe Rogan. There's a guy called Matthew Walker. He's a neuroscientist, and he talks about, does a 2-hour talk on sleep.
Yeah.
It's unreal. It'll blow your mind. But exactly what you just said there, it should be the pillar. When somebody comes to you to personal training, and I say to people, what is your sleep like?
Yeah, what's your routine like?
Like before we get to the training, before we get to all the other stuff, like sleep, breathing. Savage. That's a savage bit of advice. So, look, guys, I'm only after being with him for the last 45 minutes, and I can't recommend it enough. Get a personal trainer. Come to Robert on No Excuses Gyms.
Watch Your Excuse Fitness.
Oh, Watch Your Excuse Fitness on the Facebook page. So if anyone out there that wants to do any training with Robert, whether you're able-bodied or in a wheelchair, you'll accommodate them. Would it be right, Robert?
Yeah, no problem.
Always ready to take on clients if people want to rock up to you.
That's it. I won't shove any away, and if you can't come for that long, we get you set up at home.
Yeah, you can do online programming, and that's the thing with people, isn't it? That if they can't get across, we have the online service now. You can just drop our emails and update our program.
Drop an email. Just keep checking in, making sure you're doing the right things, eating the right stuff, and getting the right sleep. It doesn't be busy, but when you get days that you have 1 or 2 people coming, one after the other, and you get a little break in the middle, 15, 20 minutes there, can be tough sometimes. But you just take it as it comes. Next week you could have known.
Make hay with the sun shines, Rob. Right, well, come here. I'm after using up a lot of your time anyway, so we'll wrap it up there. Thanks very much, guys. If anyone's interested in doing some training with Robert, you have the details. Get in touch, even if it's to just get advice and how to get started, and then maybe get a program done. Get in touch. As I said at the start, he's an inspiration and a motivation, and if that doesn't get you rocking and want to go training and build a good life for yourself, I don't know what will. Thanks very much for listening to the show. You will find us on Facebook, Matt Burke. Also, if you want to get in contact, you can touch me at matt@magicminds.ie. I want to thank our sponsors. Well, not really me sponsor, he's just my best mate that's helped me get this podcast off the ground. That's Niall Riley at Rooney Media or Rooney Graphics. So anyone out there needs any graphic design done, they're your man, they're the business. So also, if you enjoyed the show, please give us a delicious review on iTunes. I haven't got any reviews, so come on, get going. Give me some reviews. I want to get this podcast out there to the greater world people. So that's all we have for today. Wherever you're in the world, mind yourself. Thanks very much. Robert, thank you very much, sir.
Cheers, mate. Take it easy, mate.
See you later, guys. Bye-bye. 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 See you later.